Well, it is a an interesting phenomenon, but it's primarily a cross between, as you said, there is a growing discontent with the current system, and
Yep.
I mean governments. I mean today, I mean if you're just talking about electronic money versus paper money, I mean actual tangible paper money only accounts for less than 4% of world trade. That's it. We really are already on an electronic currency to a large extent. So the real question turns on who controls the currency. This idea that the central banks actually control it is only true to a minimal extent. I mean, most of the money is actually created by banking system. By if you put $100 in an account, then they lend it to me, and now all of a sudden on the books there's $200 when there was only one to start with. So that is more or less the leverage of the banking system in general. So a lot of these complaints that justify the cryptocurrency are partially true, but whether or not they would really change anything is something else. I mean, most of the governments that are interested, they all want to move to an electronic currency. So there has been some speculation that maybe the blockchain was actually created by the CIA to get people going. But in government, I mean, and there's no exception. I mean, I meet with them all around the world, and they all want basically the same thing, and that is they think that they would not have a financial or fiscal problem if everybody paid their taxes. So the governments clearly want to move to an electronic currency to collect everything they possibly can. I mean, you had the IRS go after Bitcoin, and they forced them to turn over all the names, etc. And they've sent out warnings to people: make sure you declare this on your income tax. I mean, so there are a lot of different ways of going about this, but I mean, we're eventually going into some sort of a monetary crisis system. There's no question about that. I think when the entire monetary system will crack is probably you're looking around 2021.
Okay.
This is more or less a part of that, and I think it's a prelude to what's coming down the road. But there are definitely a lot of governments that are now looking at creating cryptocurrencies themselves. And as I said, most of the governments that I speak to, and I've been in arguments with many of them in private meetings, and it's the old, the old story. I mean, the problem's not them, it's us. If everybody paid their taxes, they would be fine, So, I mean, you have that attitude, it's never going to change.